Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me once again here on Trainz. I would like to say a new era, which what you're seeing on screen right now is Trainz a new era, but we are actually going to be working in Trainz 2019. I did go and upgrade just over a week ago now from as I'm recording this. I haven't had much of a play round, but the reason you're seeing this video clip once again is this is based on, although it's from my Inglenook puzzle video, the actual track layout was based on a real place, which is Taylorsville, North Carolina. And the reason we're seeing this again is we're actually going to be building it for real, with a few caveats of course. One is I don't have all the actual assets I want or need at this point. So the buildings are not going to be 100% right. The digital elevation model, so that's the terrain height map, you have to get a paid program in order to be able to import it into the game, which sucks a bit because, to be honest, I wanted to make sure that I could actually get on with the tools for shelling out for a third-party program just to be able to put the terrain model in. So that's not going to be 100% correct. We will throw that out there right now and say, yeah, terrain won't be 100%, but we're going to try and make a best guess approximation of it. And so I guess from what you're seeing on screen, we'll go from that into game. So what you're seeing here is, as I say, rough approximation of track layout as it should be. See the road here that we had before. I haven't raised this road up yet, but we have one crucial difference. Well, hey, look at that. We've got some Google Maps images to work off. Now, a few guys who were hanging around in Slim's Discord, Slim Gaming for those of you who don't know who he is, though you don't know who he is by now, quite frankly I'm shocked. From my other videos I have mentioned him a number of times. He was a big influence in me even deciding to create videos as an outlet. We'll just briefly cover it for those of you who haven't been here before. The main reason I actually make videos is I do have mental health issues, not severe, but I do from time to time have issues, and making videos, creating content is a form of therapy for me. And so yeah, that's essentially why I make these videos. But getting back to what we're doing, I don't want to go too far down that road, although I'll always be willing to talk about it in the comments with anyone who wants to. But yeah, getting back to what we're doing, I have been laying some track, as you can see. That's essentially the shed that we start off with in the previous video, and track comes out, this siding drops down. Don't think it's actually in use anymore, but basically this is a cement loading plant, and then it curves round, and I believe this is where I ended it in a new era. Should mention all this track is fully relayed from scratch. I haven't imported the route across and carried on. I figured once I'd got all these map templates in, and believe me, it took a couple of nights to do it. Partially my own fault. I made a mistake when rendering them and so I had to essentially go back and do them all again. But once I got that down, I went through the process of placing them all in, lining them all up. As you can see, there is a bit of flip in there, but once we're finished, it's not going to make any difference because that's all you'll see. Now, quick word about baseboards is essentially when you're making a Trainz route, you can have two different types. Let's just get up the topography. So update ground. Click here. You can set two resolutions, 10 meters or 5 meters. Now 5 meters is the more detailed one, which is what is laid here. That's going to allow us to put finer detail in for our scenery, so on and so forth. But moving further away, so it doesn't use up quite so many resources, we'll use a 10 meter. And all we do is plop it in like that. Hey presto, done. We'll bring back our base maps for now. And the route carries on all the way down here. I've laid track so far. As you can see, another hole there. That'll have a 10 meter grid in. This side in here, I'm pretty sure is out of use. But I thought, well, put it in. Sure, we'll find a use for it for something. Even if it's not really prototypical and a bit fictional. Just adds an extra industry to serve. Now, I have one industry here, and I do apologise because I've actually forgotten the name of these industries right now. I do know that this is sort of Alexandra Industrial Park. And then we have some spurs down here, which are for storing spare hopper wagons, cars, as we go about our business. Crucially, we have a runaround siding loop that we can use, and that's going to come in very handy when we get into sessions and creating actual jobs to do on this route. So yeah, as I say, this industry takes covered hoppers, and when they're not actually being filled, spare capacities down here. So we'll have a bit of switching to do there. You can see there is another track here. I haven't laid track past this point, and I'll come back to that in a second. So there's this one in here, clearly not in use anymore. I believe it used to actually enter the building, but that connection's long gone and we shan't be using it. So carry on. As you can see, mostly single track, short line. Wiggles its way around here. There's some twists and curves we can get into and enjoy. Come down here. Another spare off here. And that would have, I presume again, once upon a time entered the building and been loaded / unloaded inside. Sadly no longer served by the rail. Follow it along. You see a lot of open scenery, fields, trees, small towns. It's perfect short line route really. Or at least in my mind it is. One thing I got very excited about, as people in Discord would have told you when I discovered this short oval there, really only I think go-karts or something of that size would be using that. Certainly wouldn't want to try and get a full-size car around it. As you can see, car there for scale. The track width is probably the length of one standard car. Now this is brilliant. This is still in use, as far as I know. We've got a spur there and just a single covered hopper will sit there and be discharged. Continue on. I've got a siding there, or loop, as we'd say in the UK. Siding in America, of course. I love our terminology changes. Another spur there. We'll probably use this one. Again, I'm not sure if it's served by the modern day Alexander Railroad. Hopefully someone can let me know in the comments. Following it round, 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 round. More lovely fields. I do apologise for this clipping as we go along. Sure, there would have been a more efficient way of mapping all this, if I'm honest. And once this route's complete, if it's ever complete, I hope it is, but I do have plans to expand beyond, and yeah, I'll go about mapping a different way. I already have an idea how to do it, but for this route I think we'll manage. So, curving around here, you can see more industries to serve as we make our way towards Statesville. Another spur there. Gradually get done. Yet another one. Two more industries down here. We are getting close to Statesville now. Another spur there that would be ideal to use kind of a team track. Disused one here, which will model that, but we won't connect it in. I don't think we need it. Got another single industry spur there with a siding, so we can run around our train and switch that effectively. Make our way further down, further down. Now as you can see, I have laid track again here. This was my first attempt at laying track, purely just to make sure the scale was correct for the route, that the maps have printed correctly. I don't remember how far I went. So just to here I've laid track. Go in. So we've got another industry here, another spur which will be off industry storage, another spur there, look. Piece of essentially dead track. We could probably use that. Sure we can actually. We'll find a use for it. Here we come into the lumberyard, which is where number 3 is parked on this picture. That is a General Electric 44 tonner. But we head round the curve over this magnificent bridge. And it does actually have Alexander Railroad on the side of the bridge. Not quite sure how we're going to replicate that, unless someone's willing to make a custom model for us. Another spur into an industry there. And then we get into the interchange sidings. Just here. And that is going to be the end of our route. Here in Statesville. As you can see, there is a track heading off there. Or at least this is phase 1, shall we say. I want to get this all up and running. So this is going to be interchange. So basically we park our cars down here, collect new ones to serve the industries. And there we go. Not sure why there's 2 baseboards way over here. Gives me a second. Ground. Yes, cannot be undone. Delete. Yes. Right, there we go. Back into that layer so I can't break anything. There you see. That is our route in its entirety. If I zoom right out, I can see the route. That is a solid 20-mile route to play with. Considering the speeds that will be involved, you won't be going very quick, probably 25, 30 at max speed. As you can imagine, this will keep us going for quite a while. Anyway, that's introduced you to the project. That's took 17 minutes now, coming up on 18 minutes. So I didn't intend to waffle on quite so long about the route and its introduction. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Those who are regulars to the channel, no immediate plans to get rid of Transport Fever 2. I will be honest, I am getting a bit... I don't know what the right word is. Probably, I don't want to say I'm burnt out yet on it, because I think that's probably a bit too extreme to say I'm feeling burnout. But views aren't great on them. And at the time of recording this, of course, we are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. More people than ever should be at home, which potentially should mean more people with time to view the videos. But viewership has realistically gone down from about 17 per video in the first week or 2 to 7. Which means either I'm doing something wrong, or the viewership's just not there for it. So, as I say, it is a form of therapy for me to create videos. But I do want people to enjoy them and watch them, so that series may have to go on a break at some point. I'm not pulling the plug just yet. This isn't replacing it. This is an additional outlet for me. So for the regular viewers, don't worry just yet. Is what I'm trying to say. Right. What we're going to do right now, though, is we are going to try and tidy this road up a bit. Now, one of the things I am going to try and do with this project as much as possible, unless we have custom assets made for the route, I'm going to try and use default assets as much as possible. Now, I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. Okay, I type in cement and we get 30-inch rails. Not quite what I was after, but how can we store with night mode? No. That's it. Depot. What depots have we got? Coat lumber. Now, these are all with jointed rail. And I'm hoping that they come with the game and not as add-ons. So, the search button could use some work. That's certainly for sure. That's definitely not what we want. Delete that. Oh, sugar. Thank goodness for Control Z. And this is why we should lock base maps layer. So we want buildings layer. This is precisely why not sure why I couldn't delete it, but this is precisely why I made layers and promptly forgot about it. Yeah, or transit van. That's exactly what I was looking for. Shed 1 Baines. That brand is not going to cut it. Okay. Not even close. So we are going to have issues where we can't find the assets we want right away, but that's fine. That's for me to do off video. Now, if you guys know of any that you think would be suitable, feel free to let me know in the comments. Wow. No one else think that looks suspiciously like something we have in Transport Fever? In fact, SS water tank. Station basic. Yeah, so as you can see, I think it's safe to say there's a lot of playing around to do, a lot of discovering of assets, what we can use, where we can use them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this going. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can produce. I've got all the terrain to do by hand, as close as I can get it, looking at videos, looking at Google Earth, Google Maps. If there's any terrain maps out there, kind of like ordnance surveys or anything that you think may be helpful, please put a link down to them in the comments below. I'll have a look and see what we can use. Likewise, if you think there's a building, as I say, I don't really want to start grabbing stuff on the download station because I want to upload this route one day, and I'm not sure, I haven't looked into it, how the whole using other people's assets thing works. Whether you have to ask permission for everyone's assets, whether by uploading them to the download station you're essentially making them free to use. I just don't know where we stand on that. The last thing I want to do is go, oh yeah, I want to upload this route. We had it with Train Simulator. That situation many moons ago, where you'd go, oh yeah, I've used all these assets, now I've got to go track down 200 content creators and ask them if it's okay to upload the route with their assets. So I'd rather avoid that. I don't know if that's a situation though, so I may be worrying about nothing. So again, if you are a route builder, content creator, let me know down in the comments what the situation is there, please, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I'm gonna say that that's it for this video. I'm gonna go have a look at what building assets we actually have, what we don't have a look at how we can progress this. Probably map out the roads, I think will be the next thing, because I'm not gonna tackle this in the normal way I would a project. Normally what I'd do is I'd go sort out all my track, have that working, have a play around with it, then go in and do the roads, throw the roads for the entire route down pretty much, and then come back and so on and so forth. I want to do this in bite-sized chunks. So essentially, although I don't have all the information on these tiles, as you can see it here, I can find that information easily enough. I can create additional templates if needed. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out by probably filling in each square. We have to add additional squares in, like so, 10 meters, just to square these off, like that. Then we can do. Not an issue. We can do that easily enough. 10 meter, 10 meter. Just so we've got scenery running through. But as I say, my goal with this, a bit different to normal, is essentially place the roads around this square here, because that's going to be our first one. And we're going to try and do as much scenic detail in each section before moving on. So essentially Taylorsville would get done before Hiddenite, Hiddenite before Scott, so on and so forth down the route. And when we get to here, we'll probably take a break, have a breather, have a play around with the route, even if it's not creating an actual session, creating actual instructions. If we're just shunting wagons about, then that's what we'll do. We'll just have a bit of fun, have a break, and then we'll move on to say, probably get down here. If we have a look. Yeah, I think that'll be an ideal next stop. Something around here. Have another play, and so on and so forth. Alright, I am fully aware that I'm rambling again. I do apologise. I'm like a kid with a new toy, and essentially I am. So, I'm going to cut it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, hit like, give it a share out. And yeah, I'm going to catch you in the next one. So from me, it's bye for now. Bye.